Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. Today we're going to be doing something that might shock you, and it involves the zoo. We're going to start working on it. But the shocking part is we're actually going to be destroying what we've already built. Well, not everything, but specifically these zoo tunnels right here. I think it's time to get away from that idea, and we're going to destroy them and come up with a new idea. I like the zoo tunnels, but it sort of reminds me of the previous zoo, and we want to try and do something different here in the larger Lego city. The zoo tunnels was definitely an interesting concept because you could view the animals from up top or below within the tunnels. So it's pretty cool. But the issue is this is how it was in the old city. So I don't think it makes sense to keep it the same. I want to come up with something new. Also, this whole area here looks the same. You view the animals through the same tunnel concept, which has the dark bluish gray plate on the bottom, a layer of 1 by light bluish gray plate, then the glass panels, DBG plate on top, the masonry bricks, the gold studs, and the tiles. It's a cool concept. I like it. But it all looks the same. Like every single viewpoint is the same. So the monkeys, they don't get their own unique like viewing windows, the lions, the giraffes, the elephants, all that. So what we're going to do is destroy this and try and come up with a new layout that's going to feature more diversity, not in regards to the animals, but in regards to like the way the animals can be viewed, if that makes sense. Also, the aquarium, that's an older mock. It's been revised a few times, and I think it's time for it to go. The only thing that resembles an aquarium in there is actually the dolphins and the large fish tank. Besides that, it has penguins, used to have seals, and used to have polar bears. So I think it's time for the aquarium to be destroyed as well. The first thing I want to do is haul this entire zoo up to my desk. There's Mrs. Bricksie out there. It's all her idea. She's like, I like what you're doing here, but let's destroy it. I do agree, and we're going to destroy it. So we're going to get rid of the AT-AT walker there. It's funny seeing it on the desk, though. It looks massive. So much real estate. When in doubt, just let Mrs. Bricksie take it all apart, eh? I'm just kidding. I was doing some other stuff throughout the studio. Don't worry, I come by and help. The first thing she's doing, though, is she's removing all the tiles. It's nice to have those LBG tiles back in stock. Also, all the gold 1x1 studs. And we're just going to rip apart those glass tunnels. Want to do something different here. Want to incorporate that rock face that's behind the zoo into the enclosures. Want to build some new food vendors, some new souvenir stands. Gonna reduce the amount of dark gray in here. Don't worry, it's not going to be all dark gray. I can't stress that enough. Each individual enclosure is going to have its own color. Like camels will get tan, lions will get tan and dark tan and green. Monkeys are going to have trees and reddish brown structures. Polar bears will be like white and ice and blues. Same with like penguins and seals. That Arctic stuff is most likely going to be grouped together. But I think removing that aquarium is essential. It's going to free up a bunch of space so that we can better display different animals. It's not going to be like this big white structure in the middle of the zoo anymore. Before we continue ripping apart the zoo, I wanted to feature a couple cool Lego sets. The first one being the Lamborghini Sian right here. The Lego Technic Supercar. I only need one more to complete the collection. That's the new McLaren P1. I've got a spot open for it, right there. I'll probably have to get that in the near future. Another epic set can be found here in the Lego City. That is the Daily Bugle. Mine's actually about double the size of the original set. I added an additional floor and I made it much wider. This set comes with so many cool figures. The interior is pretty awesome and it just looks great here on Pop Culture Street in the Lego City. What do you think of the Lamborghini Sian and the Daily Bugle? Wait a minute, why do I have an extra copy of each? Well, that's where we bring up today's sponsor and the best live shopping platform, Whatnot. Whatnot is an incredible platform where I've been interacting with live viewers for over 2 years now. We've given away hundreds of Lego sets, and this time on Saturday, September 14th, starting at 12 o'clock Mountain Time, I'm going to be giving away the Daily Bugle or the Lamborghini Sian. It's winner's choice. Whoever wins the giveaway gets to tell me, I want the Daily Bugle with all the epic minifigures, or I want the Lamborghini CN with its box and instructions. The choice is up to the winner. How cool is that? If you want a giveaway, it's no strings attached as I cover the international shipping. In addition to the giveaway, I'm also going to be auctioning off hundreds of minifigures. I've sold nearly 10,000 items on Whatnot. Thank you so much, everybody. That allows me to keep the lights on here in the studio and also build an epic Lego City, and I highly appreciate the support. If you have a collection and you're looking to start selling, I would highly recommend Whatnot. It's an incredible platform. They make everything so easy. Listing, going live, and shipping. Everything is just so seamless. It is an incredible platform. Without it, I would not be able to sell so many items. It is just the pinnacle of selling things online. Also, if you're not on Whatnot, you can join using my affiliate link. And when you join using that link, which is in the pinned comment and description below, you're going to get a $15 credit, which can be redeemed on your first purchase. That's a ton of figures. Oh my gosh, I love this POV right here. It is just wild. Yeah, so I hope to see you on my stream there on Saturday, September 14th, starting at 12 o'clock Mountain Time. It's going to be a ton of fun. And let's get back to the Lego Zoo. So back to it here, just making sure that we take this stuff apart strategically, making sure that all the parts are stowed away neatly because this can become a big mess. So thank you so much, Mrs. Bricksie, for helping me today. It is absolutely fantastic. Love having her here in the studio because when it comes to Lego, sometimes having two opinions or two minds working on something is just way better. That's why Lego Masters is groups of two, not individuals. But just like that, we've got the entire aquarium parted out, and same with those zoo tunnels there, and I can't wait to start working on the new layout. Of course, we're not going to be able to build this layout in like one day though. This is a huge project. There are a lot of base plates here. It's going to take thousands and thousands of parts. There it is. It's what we call the clean slate protocol. Aquarium gone, tunnels gone, and now we're going to start laying out the animals. Mrs. Brixie's going through them here, making a list. We're probably going to add some new animals, and we're also going to separate the animals. For example, we used to have like giraffes and elephants together. That's no longer going to be the case. The flamingos are no longer going to be at risk with the alligators. I decided to do something extreme, and I brought up 5 more Lego City modules. Those modules have the start of the mountains, which will sit behind the zoo. Now we can truly visualize how big the zoo is. It's pretty wild, and it's going to be a little bit easier to put the animals where they belong with the mountains behind, because you can sort of figure out, okay, where the lion's going to go, where the elephant's going to go, giraffes, polar bears, sort of Arctic animals, how are we going to group them together, and where are they going to sit along the back wall here, because of course they're going to have the mountain in their enclosure. So it's just a little bit easier to visualize with all of these plates up here. And honestly, it doesn't take long to move these up. I mean, it's 5 trips up and down the stairs to bring these here, so it's not that big of a deal. And while you're working on this stuff, it's a little easier to visualize. And of course we want to work on it up here because this is where all our parts are. We're making a bit of a mess, but we're also making some progress on the new zoo layout. Now, parts sort of everywhere. I dumped this bin of parts out yesterday when I was working because I was looking for all the one by light bluish gray tile. Oh no, sorry, dark bluish gray. And we pretty much used it all with that train track project. So not only do we have the entire zoo pulled right now with the mountains behind it, but we also have the town hall section of buildings pulled as well, like the ones that border the canal. That's town hall, the Venetian houses, and those 2 other little mini modular buildings, because we're working on doubling up the town hall. The other section of that is at home because we're building a detailed parts list for it so we can order the parts for that. And it's just funny seeing the Lego City with all of those things removed. Look at that big hole in the center. That's where the zoo and the mountains and also the town hall used to be. But it's cool how everything is modular and everything can be removed like that on a whim, just like very easily. Just boom, move it upstairs and get to work. It's funny seeing just like the big white space in the elevated Ninjago area. I can't wait to finish building these mountains, but hey, one thing at a time. Let's get the zoo going. Before I showcase everything here, just keep in mind, the zoo is not done. I cannot stress that enough. The first thing I've got here is the monkey enclosure. We wanted to come up with something completely different. And we did that using hinge bricks, modified plates with the upright clip, and also reddish brown ladders. Yeah, I think that's going to be great for the monkeys. We weren't sure if we were going to keep it open or if we were going to put some sort of dome over top. We're out of reddish brown ladders, so we can't use more of those to continue it upward to make the enclosure taller. Of course, we always could get more reddish brown ladders if we so choose. Or we could also put some netting on top. But of course, we want to add some greenery, some trees, and some things to climb on as well. So we think it's going to have to become a little bit taller. But how tall do we want to make it? That's the big question. Of course, it does hinge. It's got all the different points of hinging there. And eventually we're going to tack that down when we actually finalize the position of it. We're going to use jumpers or 1x1 plates or whatever it may be, or we'll just tack it down with some parts around the edge. We don't know if it's going to sit there and this water is going to flow through it. Keep in mind this water is not going to stay this rectangular. I made it quite wide just so I can add wedge plates and stuff in here, and eventually it's only going to be about 6 studs. So I made it 12 studs so I can come in here and I can start to shape this water a little bit better, right? It's definitely not finalized. Once again, cannot stress that enough. The flamingos are most likely going to go right here, just outside of the bird aviary, which makes sense. And this is actually going to be like a garden area. There's not going to be much of a fence around the flamingos. It's just going to be like big flowers and stuff all around the perimeter, and the flamingos are going to go right there in front of the bird aviary. Now, I did work on the bird aviary. I just added some bricks to the bottom of the rock work there and also extended the reddish brown wall so it goes up there. And I've still got to work on the cover for the aviary as well. There's the same rock work on this side and the same reddish brown wall, so that connects there. So the bird aviary we're pretty sure is going to stay right there. Of course, some sort of waterfall is going to come down here, connect to that creek, which is going to flow through the zoo and exit out the side. And I've got to do all of the vegetation in here, all of the rock work as well on the back walls, and also get that water flowing down. Those details still need to be added as well. We're pretty sure the bear family is going to go right here. That's where they were in the existing zoo. You come in the entrance, you pass by this washroom here, and then you can take a look at the bear family. There is going to be a pedestrian bridge going over top of the creek right here, and the guests are going to be able to come in here, view the bears on this side, and also view the crocodiles or alligators or whatever you want to call them on this side as well. I built this bear den. I kept this because I thought that was a pretty cool bear den. That was in the existing zoo. And we're going to build all sorts of dens for all the different animals all throughout the zoo. We didn't think the animals needed a huge amount of space because we're trying to jam a lot of animals in here. I don't really want to give the Black Panther a ton of space because we need space for walkways. And of course, these reddish brown bricks here, they do identify where this habitat is going to go approximately. This does look like a pretty big walkway here, so of course we could stretch this stuff out. It's just a rough draft at this point. But we do have the different heights built right into the mills, which is pretty cool. And we wanted to actually add another height dimension. So of course it starts at our standard mills height at the 1 brick, then it goes up 2 or 3 bricks, and all of this is going to be like bridged, and there's going to be flowers and everything, and it's all going to be blended in so you don't see these colorful bricks. But then we wanted to go down to the regular base plate heights. We wanted to add another height to the zoo. So guests of the zoo are going to be able to walk down here and check out the polar bears. We started building the polar bear exhibit. We built this little covering there, or glass viewing window, I guess, using some inverted slopes, some 1x6x5 trans blue glass panels, masonry bricks, and some snowy style elements. So people will be able to walk down here, look at the polar bears, which will have probably a slice like that, and also the mountain. I will most likely be ripping apart a section of this mountain, for example, blast out the rock right there, and then we can build a little cave for the bears on this side. You're not really going to be able to see it much because it's going to be underneath this platform, but we will make sure that the opening for it is large enough so you can actually look in there and see the bears. So we plan on doing that, and then the penguins have a fairly big spot over here as well. People are going to be able to view it, or view the penguins from up here and also from down here. We created this custom little angled viewing wall there with the glass. A couple of different building techniques found within that. These glass panels are actually mounted sideways, which I think is pretty cool. And then the seals will most likely go over here. Of course, we could switch the position of the seals with the bears, or the penguins with the seals, or the bears with the penguins. We could switch that all up. We were just trying to come up with the basic concepts for our new and improved zoo layout. I think so far so good. Over here, this looks pretty sweet. You know, we were really questioning what we were going to do, and I think this is off to a tremendous start there. Over here on this side, I'm going to introduce some new animals, that being barnyard animals. We decided to put them right here. I quickly whipped up this covering, and maybe we're going to increase the size of this covering, but that comes off the reddish brown wall there right by the entrance. And then we made this customized fence right here using plate, some hinge bricks, hinge plates, and then also some reddish brown tile. So we were thinking, maybe we need to use the barnyard fencing, like the white stuff, but that just looks sort of boring, so we decided to custom build it. Now, all of the plate work is dark bluish gray right now. That's something else that is going to change as well. Of course, we might change this to, say, dirt. So this might become reddish brown, and then we can add details like hay and stuff. Believe me, this is not what our barnyard animals are going to look like. It's not done yet, okay? But if you have a look at my existing zoo, you can sort of get a feel as to how I want to landscape it, because it's going to be very similar to the landscaping found in this zoo. But I think the ostrich and also the giraffe and elephants are going to go over here. The elephants will be in the center, and then the lions will be over here along with the camel. I think this is a much better layout. It's going to offer us more diversity with the enclosures, and the animals are going to be a little bit more spread out. And I just think that this is going to be a good use of space compared to the other plans that we had. By removing that aquarium and by removing those tunnels, it just allowed us to be more flexible with this layout. And I think that we're off to a really good start. This took a long time because we had to carve out this mill's work. I had to destroy this mountain, carve out this mill's work down here, finding all the parts to build this circular thing, and coming up with the ideas and the concepts of that, and just laying everything out, building the little barnyard fence, and sort of wrapping our head around where we're actually going to be positioning these animals. Oh my gosh, Jose just texted me, James Earl Jones passed away today. Devastated. Devastated, everybody. Wow. I just got news of that right now. I'm legitimately sad. That's not good, man. Oh, a legend. Wow. That's a tough pill to swallow right there. Everybody, this is looking pretty great. I'm pleased with the direction that we're heading. I think this is much, much better. It's significantly different than what we were doing in the existing one and also what I had planned on doing. I'm much happier with this. I think this is going to be super cool once we get it fully developed, lots of vegetation, lots of trees, lots of different colors, all sorts of food vendors and souvenir shops and all that different type of stuff. It's going to be incredible. Wait till we have these mountains up here too that are all looking pretty cool, and the lids on this, and then we've got trees all throughout. It's going to be epic. I don't think I'm going to move this anywhere. I think this is just going to stay on my desk until we get another day to work on it. But of course, it doesn't take long to move these modules. So if I do have to move them again, then so be it. I guess I will. But yeah, I'm really happy. I think today was a success. Let me know what you think by commenting below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for coming on by, and have yourselves a great day. Bye for now.